We are on this 59th day of the practice of the Bhagavad Gita. And as you know, we are on this fabulous Adhyay, number 12, where Bhagavan is telling Arjun, and through Arjun, all of us, what kind of a bhakt is dear to Bhagavan. So today's shlok is number 16. Anapeksha shuchir daksha udasino gatavyatha sarvarambha parityagi yo madbhakta same priya. He who expects nothing, who is both internally and externally pure, is wise and impartial, and has risen above all distractions, and who renounces the sense of doership in all undertakings, such a devotee of mine is dear to me. Bhagavan's teachings to Arjun on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Already in the last three shlokas, we have seen 15 lakshans of a bhakt which make a bhakt dear to Bhagavan. Today, 5 more in this very shloka. Let's see the 5 being points to become dear to Bhagavan. And they are all clearly mentioned in the shloka. The first one says, no expectation. He who expects nothing, anapeksha. Already we have seen this in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the famous shloka, karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhur ma te sangosva karmani. Bhagavan told Arjun, as humans, we have the right to work. Means we have to work. There is no choice in that. Working is compulsory. But we have no right to the fruit of the action. We have no right to dictate what will be the result of that action. And therefore, we should not expect any particular result from that action. So the point is that if you expect an result, you may meet with disappointment. So what about the result? What result will we get? We will get the result that we deserve according to the laws of karma. We can do whatever we want, however hard or however easily, but the result will be according to the law of karma, according to our prarabdha. Therefore, what is the sadhana to learn from this? Do your actions without expectations of results, and whatever result comes, accept it as prasad buddhi. Prasad buddhi, just like you accept prasad in a temple, you accept that because that is in your highest interest. Second being point was internally and externally pure, shuchi. This entire spiritual journey is about purification of your antakaran. There's nothing more. All the sadhanas, every single sadhana that we do is for purifying our mind, which is responsible for creating all the avguns that, act as barriers to us towards getting knowledge. So Bhagavan says, become internally and externally pure, meaning become fully sattvic. Internally pure means your body should be pure, your thoughts, your feelings, your intellect, your motive for doing things, your intentions, these are all internal purity. External purity would be your speech, your actions in the world, your relationships with other people, the vishayas that you use, all the inputs of the 5 sense organs. So let's go one by one. How will I maintain purity of body? Very clear. Eat sattvic food, which is healthy, which is good for your health, not according to your taste buds. That will give you purity of body. Eat in moderation, neither too little nor starvation. Thoughts. Convert all negative thoughts into positive thoughts by using pratipaksh bhav. Feelings. We have so many feelings for this, that, like, dislike, this thing, that thing. Convert them all, sublimate them all into bhakti or devotion. Intellect. Focus on using your intellect to distinguish between sat and asat. Please don't use your intellect for the wrong reasons, which is judging others. Intentions. All your intentions, all your motives for every action should be only self-purification, nothing else, not gratification of senses. Speech, of course, everyone knows, we have spoken about it so many, triple filter test. Actions, all actions in karma yoga bhav. Relationships. Try to see beyond the naam and roop of the person and connect to the divine essence within that person. And Vishayas, of course, have vairagya, develop vairagya, knowing fully well that all Vishayas are temporary and we are looking for permanent happiness. You cannot get permanent happiness from a temporary object. If you do all these things, then you will have internal and external purity. How wonderfully Bhagavan has listed all the things, all the sadhanas that we need to do to reach our highest spiritual goal. Point number 3, the one who is wise and impartial is dear to Bhagavan. Who is wise? A wise person is one who understands and performs actions in the right way. He's wise. He makes the wise choices because he's making the correct choices according to what will take him towards his goal. And impartial means he's not getting swayed by emotions. He's impartial, not taking sides according to his priya. He's choosing something that is shreya. A wise person will not jump to conclusions, but he will evaluate the situation in an impartial way. A wise person will not take decisions based on emotions and sentimentality. He will see the merit of the situation and then make a deliberate choice. A wise person, very important, will not be inflexible. This is right and only this can be right. That is not the way the Vedas talk. Vedas always say, look at the paristhiti of the condition, of the situation, desh and kal. What is the time frame of this situation? What is the place? What is the paristhiti? What is the condition in which this particular case is coming to me? And based on that, I will make the correct, wise choice. So, to be wise and impartial, create a gap and take deliberate action. That's the sadhana. Number 4, a wise person has risen above all distractions. Distractions means anything that is coming as a hardship in the way of his goal. Now, you know that everything in the world has a dual aspect. If there is night, there is day. If there's high, there is low. If there's health, there's disease. Youth, old age, wealth, poverty, everything is dual. Now, which aspect will we experience? Which aspect are we going to focus on? Which aspect are we going to allow to overtake our life? That will depend on our attitude. how we want to view the situation. Do we always want to see it as a distraction, as a hardship, as something negative? Or do we want to see that this has come in my life to teach me something and now I need to overcome it? All these aspects that we experience, which are temporary, and they have come to us because of our prarabdha. Therefore, a true bhakt will not allow this to become an obstacle in his way to reaching his spiritual goal. He will use that. He will find the win in the situation. He will see what is the thing in this. It's my karma. Okay, good. I got it in this life. I have a chance to overcome it. I have a chance to exhaust it. How? Glad acceptance. Glad acceptance. Titiksha, forbearance. Let me have the forbearance to overcome this. Why? Because this is temporary and this too shall pass. Keep that in your mind. Don't let hardships, distractions overtake your life and make you dejected. And finally, in this shlok, I love this one because, let me not go, I'll explain. Renouncing the sense of doership in all undertakings. We have learned this in the Karma Yoga section. Karma Yoga says, don't have the sense of doership in all your actions. But we have not understood it correctly. If we don't understand this correctly, there is a possibility of anarchy and mayhem in the world. Let's understand it. If people performed actions and did not take ownership of that action, what can happen? There would be no law and order in a country, right? People would do robberies, murders, crime would flourish, and no one is saying, I have not done it. I have not done it. I have not done it. Then what will happen? Nobody is going to take responsibility for the action. That cannot happen. Factories will produce substandard products and say, I didn't do it. The machine did it. I don't take ownership. I don't take responsibility for this product. Children will cheat in exams and say, I didn't do it. My gunas did it. I didn't do it. I don't take ownership for this action. The principle of no doership or no karta bhav does not mean that you do not tell anyone about the action that you do, that you do the action anonymously. That is not the real meaning of no karta bhav. We have to see nature, which is a role model for how we work. The sun is shining with all its brilliance, not trying to hide its function. The trees are producing fruit, not by hiding and producing. There is nothing wrong in taking ownership of an action. Then what does Bhagavan say? Renounce the sense of doership in all undertakings. It means do not have ahankar of the action. How will you get over your ahankar if you don't take responsibility for it at all? It's not about hiding the actions that you do. It's about saying, I did it, yes, but I have no ahankar about it. Renounce the sense of doership. Doesn't say renounce the action itself. Therefore, sadhana is do the action, take responsibility for it, but renounce the ahankar that you might get from doing the action. That is the real meaning of renouncing the sense of doership. Okay? That takes care of this shlok's 5 being points. Yes, tomorrow, 5 more. Bhagavan is giving us 25 being points of how we should be if we want to reach our final goal. Let's chant now.